Hello? Hi, it's me, Peter Lane. You should already know I am the owner and manager of this location. Welcome to your new job at Endro's Tech Museum. This is the place designed to showcase old artifacts and materials present from all the Endro and associated locations from the past. We got as much as we could find, and it's all stored here. Now, normally I take the night shift, which might sound weird for a manager to do, but that's not important to you. As of recent, however, my schedule has become increasingly busy, so we've been looking for a new person to take the night shift. That's where you come in. Now, the purpose of this call is just to teach you the basics of the job, so that you can work self-sufficiently. The first and most important thing for you to learn is the functionality of the building's power. At night, we run the building on a backup generator, which has a finite amount of power. If you aren't careful, you may experience a power outage. To counteract this, you've been equipped with a panel that will allow you to recharge the power that can be accessed if you look to the top left. You may have already noticed, but your office has been fitted with state-of-the-art security doors. Be aware that to function at 100% strength, these doors will actually use up generator power. To add on to the issues with doors, because of the nature of how the backup generator works, if any doors are closed, it will forcefully divert a lot of the power from your recharge panel, which will make it inaccessible until the doors have been opened. Lastly, during your shift, you may have to use the motion tracking panel to your right, which shows all detected movement in the building. Ideally, you should only be able to see your blinking icon in the office on the screen. However, due to recent malfunctioning of the animatronics, you may also notice them on the screen as well. The purple one is Endro, who you should already be familiar with, considering he is the namesake of this place, and the green one is an animatronic called CB. Now, what do I mean by malfunctioning? Well, at times the animatronics seem to show weird behavior. We aren't too sure why, and it doesn't really necessarily matter why either. They shouldn't be able to cause you any harm, just be wary of them. And don't get too close. Additionally, on the panel you'll notice the Skelerina Can Feed option, which shows you footage of Skelerina in animatronic. The reason we have this set up so you can see Skelerina directly is because the only way to prevent her from malfunctioning is to press the Skelerina reboot option as she's moving. Not after, but while she's walking on the camera. If she's standing still, it's already too late. You'll be notified of when she's moving if you ever hear 3 consecutive ding noises. I think it's about all the information you need to know during your shift today. I know it's odd with the animatronics moving around and all the security measures, but there's really nothing to worry about. Honestly, we just have an alternate way of working around the place. Well, you'll get through it. Talk to you tomorrow. purpose of these video recordings is to test and observe certain behaviors in our animatronics following the recent incident. This footage is for my eyes only, so if you aren't me, I strongly recommend you put this recording back where you found it and never return. Doing so in this order will provide the least amount of penalties to your position here. I will give you a few seconds to turn this recording off. This is test number 1. Before me is Endro. He has been fully repaired since the incident, and because of this, he seems to have become much more docile. He seemed as if, like many of the already repaired animatronics, anomalous behavior from him now seems to be almost purely limited to the nighttime, likely because it's easier to override internal systems when there aren't any shows going on. This test will consist of 3 stages. Stage 1 will be an audio response test, i.e., I play a sound and see how Endro reacts. Stage 2 will be a voltage response test, i.e., I send a volt of electricity through Endro and see how he reacts. Stage 3 will be an internal lighting systems test, i.e., seeing how some of Endro's newly installed internal lights function, if they do so at all. I will now begin the audio response test, playing audio in 3, 2, 1. Subject seems unresponsive to audio stimuli. I will now begin the voltage response test, beginning in 3, 2, 1. Subject seems mostly unresponsive to electric stimuli. Only light movements observed, which likely have nothing to do with aforementioned anomalous behaviors. I will now begin the lighting systems test. I'm most interested in this test. Since we installed those internal lights in the Endro, they've never functioned quite right. Beginning in 3, 2, 1. This last one isn't turning. Hello, it's me again. So, I'm assuming yesterday's shift went fine for you. I figure the animatronics didn't cause you too much trouble last night. Well, I just want to remind you that the animatronic movements and these malfunctions have absolutely nothing to do with the incident that took place here just a couple of months ago. Absolutely nothing, so don't think about that too much. Now then, another animatronic you could encounter during your shift is X-Trap. He's the red bunny. He's represented by the red icon on your motion tracking device. Now, the only thing to note, really, with them is that he may try to interfere with your door systems, as in opening and closing doors without any input from you. Now, that wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing that could happen if it weren't for the fact that opening and closing doors from the back generator room costs significantly more power than doing it from the office. So, if this were to happen, it'll drain your power significantly. The only effective way to prevent this is by pressing the X-Trap reset button on the motion tracker. You'll know when to press it if you hear 3 consecutive ding noises. Kind of similar to Skill Arena, but a little different. You should be able to tell the difference. Again, this seems just like a really, really weird occurrence, but he is These old animatronics, they can behave in weird ways, you know? Older technology and whatnot. So, yeah, that's it for today. Goodbye. purpose of these video recordings is to test and... Alright, whatever. I don't care enough to bother with the whole intro thing. Just put this recording back. You're not supposed to see this. I'm just making this for myself. Alright, this whole Endro venture has just been a disaster. I mean, ever since I read that book, I've seen everything in a really different light. I've been a little wary of fully believing what is said, but as the months have gone by, I've seen that book be proven right time and time again. You know, that the core of these malfunctions, of these robots, might not just be a hardware issue, and instead, well, it's paranormal at its core. I'm just at a loss of what to do. I can't tell anyone about this, and no one would believe me, but what am I supposed to do? I'm so confused. You know, whatever. I'm just gonna get on with the test.